Welcome. I'm Dorothy Cole, and I'm going to be talking to you about crowdfunding, part 2, how we pay it forward, and how our platform is going to serve you in ways you can't even imagine. Are you excited? I am. Let's get started. Today I want to talk about how the organization of our platform works. We're going to look at what we call the staircase of donations, how you qualify yourself, you invite donors, you qualify your donors and mine, and how we do our training support. So the key questions we're going to answer today is, this is your pathway to freedom, your path to freedom too. What kinds of donations can I hope to have, and how do I talk about this to other people? Well, let's start with a staircase. One of the guys in our organization put this picture together. There are 7 floors of donation, and we will be climbing these stairway together, step by step, floor by floor, going up and giving donations into our community. At the same time, we will be inviting other donors to do the same thing, and we will be receiving donations from them. So that's just to give you a kind of a thumbnail of what it's about. I have to give you the legal disclaimer. This donations potential is for illustration purposes only. There is no guarantee stated or implied. Donations received may differ from one person to another and are dependent on individual skills, desire, time, and effort put forth for the attainment of said donations potential. So with the legal piece in place, this is my understanding of how we work this platform system with each other. There are 7 floors on the top of us. When we start, we're here with me, and above me is the man that invited me. That's John. So there's 7 floors above, and I'm coming in. I'm at the 0th floor, if you will. And as soon as I donated my $10 or $50 to John, I then moved up. I was now on step 1 and step 2 of the floor 1 donations. As I invite people to donate to my project, and they invite people to donate to their projects, these floors below us begin to open up. And so ultimately we will have 9 floors of donors for our projects below us. So it may look like a pyramid, but it's a staircase. So let's look at this in a little more detail. It's kind of an upstairs, downstairs process. So take a deep breath, because I'm not expecting you're going to retain or understand all of this immediately. This is a new concept, and for most adults, when we start learning something new, we are immediately moved out of our comfort zone. So just relax. You can watch this video again several times. You can talk to me and your inviter, your donor, but I'm going to give you my understanding and show you what actually happened in my life. So it started here, and by the way, there's some little distinctions we have to make here. So let's begin. First floor actually has 4 steps or donations, because they added this thing called an accelerator, and I'll tell you about that later. But the first floor, you get 100% of the donations directly into your wallet, which is online, and then you can draw that money out and put it into, pay yourself through PayPal, or send the money to a bank account. So you've got it right off the top. So I started with my first donation. I got an email from my friend, called him and said, "What's this about?" And he told me a little bit about it. So I said, okay, yeah, I want to have my own project. And I donated $10 to him and registered, and then that gave me my free website page and allowed me to set up my project. So I did that, and then I started it. I had a bunch of friends over, and I said, I really would like to show you how I'm crowdfunding. This is different. And so 4 of them gave me $10 that morning. Look at that. So color-coded, these are all peach-colored. That $40 allowed me to go to step 2, which is called the accelerator, and I was able to move forward on my donation platform. All of these people got to register and got their free website and started thinking about their projects, putting up their pictures and text, and we were on our way. Then I got a woman who came in and said, well, I want to take that next step. I want to do my accelerator. So that money went straight into my wallet, and it wasn't enough because I've already paid off, stepped up is the terminology we use here. We try to stay away from business terminology. So I stepped up. So my next donation level is $50, and at this stage, I didn't have it. I just have the 40. And then another came in and said, well, I want to donate the 10 and the 40. So she gave me $50, and that meant then I could take my next step up and donate to John on the third step in floor 1. And then another donation came in, same scenario, and now I have $90 in my wallet. Wow. Well, I can't quite do the 100 yet, but I got the $90 in the wallet. Isn't that cool? So that's how it starts, and that's how it's worked for me. So you can start with as little as $10, and there's some strategies why it's better to do a little more if you can. But whatever it is, you'll be able to activate your own crowdfunding platform, invite others to donate to you. And the beauty of this is that when we're donating, look at this. This is fun. We're doing what they call a 2x2. So I already have signed up more than my share, which means that some of you who sign up under me, I'm going to be placing donors under you. So this is why I call it a staircase, a spiral staircase, because these folks up here, as they invite new people and they've already filled up the layers, some of those will come to me and possibly to you to fill up our matrix of donors on a 2x2 platform. So this is, we invite two, we train two. So I'm very excited to see this potential happening. So let's look at this in a little more detail here. As I mentioned, each floor has 3 steps. The exception is floor 1 because it has this thing called the accelerator, which is worth $40. So I did my $10, then I did my 40, and then I did my 50, and I haven't yet done the 100. So almost there. Now notice that the total of these donations on this floor are 160 plus the 40, so the total is 200. So when you donate $200, you move up, you step up to the next floor. And then all of the donors that come after you, that you have personally referred or have been dropped under you by me or somebody above me, will be also donating $200. So all of that money will be coming to you. It comes in many different ways. So let's just look at, mine first started with $10, 4 donors, in they came, and that's how I got my accelerator. And it can look like this. Or I could have 4 people come in and they all want to do $40, and so suddenly I have $160. And then as they get their donors and they get more donations, they receive their donations, they step up a little further, and then I've got people handing me $50. And so all of a sudden my wallet is growing, and this is what will happen for you. So the model is a little different for steps 2 through 7. Floor 2 donations are these, 20, 100, and 200. Now don't get concerned, because remember, we are fueling a community. We are all joining together. So as we continue to invite donors, we will be bringing in, and they all do theirs, we will be bringing in this money. This money will flow up to us through these donations. So on the model for steps, this should have been said floors, floors 2 through 7, half of the money comes out because it is moving up. It is going to the donors above us. So what that means later is that you will be receiving this money from donors below you on the staircase. So while we donate, in this case, 320, we will get 160 from each of our donors. And if there are 4 donors, well, look at that. We have doubled our donation from 320 to 640. because we're receiving 160 from each of these 4 donors as they progress through floor 2. Take a deep breath. I know this is a little different. Now, as you're thinking about your project and other people that you'd like to help, this is how the disbursement would look. Here's your $200 you donate. On floor 1, with 2 people that you invite, as they move through that floor 1, you'll get $200. Remember, that's 100%. As each of them invite 2, you will get 160 of those donations, and this is on floor 2, remember, and so you'll be receiving from your folks as their donors move through the floors. And then it moves and jumps to 320. So you can see how the money will grow. And it's a simple system. Invite 2, train 2. I'd like you to do more, and I'll show you why later in a more advanced training. But I'm only asking for 4, or whatever you want to do. Now notice here that in the donation process, let's say this is my friend John. He did his 200, and when I do my 200, and then I'll do my 160, well, it'll be 320, but these donations will be coming up to him. And when I'm going through this process, not only will I get these donations, I will get everyone you see here. So will you. As our numbers grow, we will all be receiving. And remember, this is just the first 3 floors. We have 6 more to go. Let's look at it a little differently. You give $10 or $50 or $90 or $100, whatever you can manage, and here are stepping stones. Once you've got your website up, then you can invite donors. You'll receive donations. Those that you receive, you can go back in and step up for the accelerator or other steps. You can take some of the money out for your project, and you can train your new donors. And when you train them, they'll have money for their projects, and when they get these donations, they will donate up, step up, you'll receive some more, and that's how this whole system works. And it's just a continuous flow. Here it's a little expanded. So again, you're going to give, you're going to invite your donors, you will receive from them, and you're going to train them. And what you receive, again, you can step up, you can donate some more, and you'll be able to start taking money out for your project. Now, when you train them, you're going to be teaching them how to invite their own new donors, and from them, they will be receiving, each of your donors will receive, and they will donate again by stepping up, and you'll receive more funds here, and you're going to train, they're going to train their folks to do exactly the same thing. So again, there's this continuous loop going on here, and that's where the money is coming in. The donations are coming up that they're going to receive, and in part they will donate to you, and they will be funding their projects. That's how it works. It also works for organizations, and I'm really excited about this because I've already invited 2 nonprofits who have memberships, so we're going to be working with their members here. But again, the organization's at the top, and they will invite members, so that will be an organizational leader. That could be the president of the board, it can be a minister, a treasurer, a volunteer, somebody who is the one who gets the brilliant idea, comes in first, and the organization can figure out what percentage they're going to ask this person who takes this key role that they want to go to that organization. So it could be 50%, or it could be 90%, or 10%, whatever. That person's going to get to decide how much they're going to donate. But in setting up this donation process here, this community, the organization is going to get benefits from all of these floors going down again. So imagine what some of these organizations could do here, like charities and food banks and other groups, churches, synagogues, mosques, scouts, campfires, sports teams, camps, arts, environment causes, businesses, anything, what they would do with an extra $10,000 or more. And that's all possible here. When our community grows, this is going to expand very rapidly. Let me show you how, in a perfect world, this would work. Now, a lot of people get a little upset when they're looking at graphs, so just take a deep breath. You're going to do fine with this. Remember I said that we're just going to look at floors 2 through 9 here. And remember, there are 3 steps for each floor. So these are the donation steps for each floor. And you'll see you're seeing they're doubling here as we go down. So ultimately, you will donate in this column. When you go through, finish floor 2, you will have donated $320. Then the platform will take out half of that. And when you have 4 donors come through this floor, you will receive this amount, $640, which I showed you earlier. And you've already donated this, so minus 640 minus 320, you'll have a net of 320. So you're beginning to build your wallet here. And you'll be able to choose whether you want to take this donation pool here, these net, go up and do the next donation category, or do you need some of the money for your project yet? So your decision. Ultimately, I'd like to push you to keep it in there and move yourself up as much as possible, because that'll help us all move faster. But up to you. So notice what happens when we've got 2 donors already, so we've got now 6. We add another 8, and you'll notice that things really begin to move here. And so look at your net here, it's at 25. And 16, 8, 4, and 2, this is going to add up to 30. And when we have 30 people actively donating and inviting donors, again, the funds are going to move up. Now, the company's asked us not to go in and show you the money's above $50,000, because people go, oh, it's too good to be true, it can't happen. They talk themselves out of it. So we block this out. Now you're going to look at some of this and say, well, I'm not sure these numbers make sense. The reason is there's some sort of secret formula that I don't understand, but this green column is what I was told on one of the training calls. These are the numbers that you receive on each of these floors when you do a 2x2 strategy. So you can see the potential here. If we all work a little bit at this, or even work a little harder, we will be receiving delightful donations to make our lives better and to support our projects. So how does it work? Here's how you get yourself qualified. I want you to sign up for training at divineu.net. You're going to register. Remember that you have to choose a username, and it cannot be changed. So make it short and sweet and easy to spell. When you register, there are save buttons in the process. So make sure you get that really clear. You save anything that you type in at the bottom, particularly when you do your website. And there's going to be 4 processes here. First, you have to get your PayPal donation button. That takes about 3 days, and for those of you who have merchant accounts, it's pretty easy. You just go in and create a button. But for those of you who don't, you don't need to set one up. They have a personal fundraising donation button, and I wrote up all the steps, and you're going to love me for this, because there are 49 steps to get this complete. But I wrote them up. We had 2 computers working it through step by step. And it takes a couple of days because they want to verify your bank account, and they send you a couple of cents, and then you email and verify that, and then you get your button. And you get this, what they call the code or the script, and you just add that, and I teach you how to do all of that. So it's not rocket science. It's just, may challenge you if you've never done it before. So Have your sponsor with you or somebody who can help you through this a little bit if you're nervous about the computer work. Write a 2-paragraph description of your project. And remember, all we're asking is that it's legitimate and it's legal. You must be 18 years old to do it, to have a website, and there can only be one project per household. So if you're married or have a partner, you need to figure that out. In those cases where you are in living situations where there are more than one person and you're not, related or in relationship particularly, like caregivers or roommates and so forth, I would request that you contact the company and let them know that what's the situation so that they can let you have some latitude there. Get a picture of yourself. A JPEG file is best. If you don't know what that is, have a young person who's got a smartphone. They can do it, take you a picture and send it to you, or to me, help you, or get it up there. And then we need to create a picture which is about your project as well. It all starts with $10, or a little more, depending what you can handle. So you can donate cash for $10, or a check to your donor, or your sponsor, or go through the website. Anything after the initial $10 must go through the website. After you've completed all of these steps, your website is submitted for approval, and that will then qualify you to invite donors. So when we invite donors, I'm suggesting 4 because that'll move our community faster. But let's just start with some small goals. Find one donor, maybe one a week. It's going to take a while to get them informed, get them to one of these, have them watch the video, ask questions, answer questions, all that stuff. But when they qualify, they'll donate to your project in cash or through the website. And we highly recommend that you do that accelerator here, that $40 I mentioned earlier. There's a little sticky piece on this one. Works 2 ways. One is that if you don't have the accelerator, haven't stepped up and done that $40 donation for the accelerator, what happens is if you sign someone up you invite someone under you to do this, then, and they do that step, that money will come up to the person above you. You'll miss it because you haven't qualified at that step. So if you've got the 50, great. Okay? So get that 40 in there. The other side of that, the flip coin of that, is this is really beautiful. The accelerator now is an accelerator tool. And we've been going through the last 6 months. This is November 2014. This started in March 2014. And they shifted and changed the name of the platform and then changed the website design. They've been doing an extraordinary amount of work over the summer and just launched it this month where we're using this accelerator tool. And this is exciting. This is that part I was telling you about. You can turn it on and the computer, the system, is going to be looking for, as it fills in, where there are blank spots. So you may suddenly get donors under you that you don't know, because they're placing them from above you. So we're going to be filling in things step by step all the way down through our donor community. So that's why the accelerator is so important. Make sure your donors know that it's so important. Then, as I said earlier, you're going to sign up for training at Divine You. Then you're going to send me an email with your name, phone number, your email address, and your donor sponsor. Oh no, it would be helpful to know what your username is here too. We're going to get you started on that PayPal donation button so you can do that. And all you have to do, first step, is to register, which opens up the free website. So you've got all of this nice stuff to do. And on Divine You, there are the sheets too. It's called Step Up 1. All these steps are laid out, and then there are separate sheets for doing specific tasks if you need those too. So I'm going to make sure you and I are successful. That's my intent. So when you qualify your donors, you need to know this: do they have a debit or credit card to register? Because they'll need that. And easier if they have a computer or access to one or a little computer savvy. If not, if they're older, when I'm talking to some of my folks who are retirees and not computer literate, I'm suggesting they introduce their adult son or daughter to me, because if I invite the son or daughter first, then their parent can sign up under them, and when the parent does pass, the money still stays in the family. It comes up to that son or daughter. So it's a wonderful way to, and the son and daughter can help them with the computer stuff and monitor what's going on for them. So there's a nice, keep it in the family, so to speak. So register, see the step 1 form, and you'll go out to step-by-step filling out the form, and you submit it, and then you can immediately log in. A few months ago we had to wait for emails, and it was a slower process. Now you can immediately get to your website. Write your project description, get your pictures, get that PayPal button, and you submit your project. Now, again, you're going to train your donors, so you want to make sure they do this. This presentations that I neglected to change here, but I'm doing advanced training on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and these presentations have been replaced with this video. So the training calls are 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, that's Pacific Standard Time we're now into, with updates, and then I'm going to do a second call on Thursdays, which I mentioned in the last video. And we're going to really work on helping people get the inviting process down and answer questions of, technical nature of, how do I get into my back office, what's this mean, what's that. So we're going to keep you alive and well in your learning process here, because we want you well trained so you can keep your folks, your donors, well trained. So what are the overall benefits of this? One is you get to raise donations for your project. You get to help families and friends create their projects. You may eventually help acquaintances and strangers. And I love this story. In Los Angeles, one of the guys was telling me about he wants to go and train the homeless and set them up with their websites and their projects, and then take them into well-to-do neighborhoods, knocking on doors, asking for a donation, and sharing this opportunity, not asking for a handout. And then they can go back to the homeless community and say, I'm working on this project, and this is what I'm doing, and I met the CEO of a major company, and everybody's going, yeah, right, and all of a sudden a limo picks him up to take him off to some nonprofit that wants to learn how to do this stuff. The possibilities are absolutely wonderful for all of us to make the world a better place for ourselves, our communities, and for others we haven't even met yet. So our pathway to freedom is donating it forward. This is community crowdfunding. You give and then you receive. You give a little more and you receive a little more. So would you like to donate today and start your project? I hope so. We'd welcome you into our community. And what's next? Okay, get clear on what that project's going to be. Contact the person who invited you, register through their website, donate your $10, your $50, get that accelerator in there or more if you can do it. Sign up at Divine You for training. Let me know you're part of the community, and then we're going to talk about these trainings. Oh, here's the corrected Wednesday 7 p.m. or Thursday 7 a.m. Oops, I put 7. I want 8 a.m. I decided I'd change that, but I'm trying to help some of my folks on the East Coast. Okay, and here we go. Presentation videos. This Pathway to Freedom, Welcome to Crowdfunding 1 and 2. This is what you want to get the links for. They're on the Divine You website, and you can send them to your friends and they can watch them. Or you can have them come over and watch them with you. So that information's there. Again, remind you to send me the emails, and weekly trainings, Wednesday evenings, Thursday a.m., and August and December's I'm going to do them by request, because those are months that pretty much people take vacation or are too immersed in holiday festivities. So, what do you think? You ready to do this? I hope you are. And for my project, my world, Peace Matters. Let's make the world a better place together. Blessings to you and all of your families.